To all my wonderful fans, subscribers, devout disciples, loyal viewers, students, welcome. I am your Master GongSun, and welcome back to another episode of Taoism as applied to the news, where I analyze news articles according to Taoist principles. Now, today we talk about the other side. Now, I know I've discussed these news articles before of a similar nature, but that's because it's just more proof that consciousness survives death. Our souls survive physical death. Here's what happened. I was dead for 2 minutes and I didn't want to leave. What I saw on the other side was beyond belief. Well, let's see what she saw. A woman who was pronounced dead for 2 minutes revealed the shocking discovery of what she saw on the other side. Nicole was lifeless on a hospital bed, officially pronounced dead for 2 minutes, when she supposedly felt pulled from her body and entered a tunnel of light where she was met by blue-skinned beings. The 49-year-old artist was in the hospital after losing her baby and was rushed into emergency surgery, but due to complications, she started to go in and out of consciousness. I found myself passing through a tunnel of blue and white light, not a beam, but a corridor that felt alive, she said. Now, this is a very common theme in most religions, right? It's the light of God, light of the Tao. That's why in Taoism we pray the light of the Sutra of the Golden Light. It's because that light reminds us the most of the Tao and therefore of our true home. She is from, her last name is Muse, who is from Greece, sorry if I butchered it, said the light had a temperature and tone, almost like music made of water. Wow, and she entered a glowing space with luminous colors such as silver, soft violet, and deep radiant blues. It didn't feel frightening. It felt like I was being called home, she said. The chamber was vast, larger than any earthly structure, and everything pulsed gently like a heartbeat, she added. And then I saw them. Muse discovered she was greeted by blue-skinned beings with human faces, similar to the characters in Avatar. Well, it'd be great if she could paint them. I would like to see them. Excuse me. Two towering beings seated on marble-like thrones, shimmering with energy. Wow, these must be the guardians. The ones responsible for comforting us when we finally leave our physical bodies. Their eyes were large and indigo, filled with kindness and recognition, she said. They looked human, but had gentle gills on their cheeks. I remember seeing their fish-like tails rather than legs covered in scales. They were both male and female intertwined. I didn't speak in words, but I understood everything they had to tell me, she added. She said she didn't understand their language, but the avatar-like figures allegedly made her feel at home and telepathically communicated with her that life is actually an illusion and we start to live when we die. I knew it! Of course, we do have to come to this physical plane to learn a bit, but the real life begins after physical death. Muse also said they told her she wasn't meant to have children, which of course explains her miscarriage. See, nothing happens randomly, nothing happens by accident. It's all planned. It all happens for a good reason. And rather, she was given the gift to teach people about the other side. I felt more known than I had ever felt in my life. I didn't want to leave, she noted. I understood this place, this feeling, and I truly believe it was the original home from which we all come from, which is exactly very much in line with Taoist beliefs, the 9 heavens of Taoism. I learned that death is not an end, it's a return to our actual lives. After the minute she was pronounced dead, she was zapped back into her body, and when her husband tried to speak to her, she communicated in a high-pitched tone in an unfamiliar language. Oh wow, she picked up the guardian language. It sounded like dolphin clicks. It continued for minutes, which left everyone around us stunned. But I couldn't stop it. It was coming through me, not from me. Hmm. Yeah, it must be the language from the other side. My senses were heightened, and I heard emotion in people's voices as color. I returned completely different, almost reborn. She hasn't had any near death experiences since the incident, but she said she has visions of the blue skinned figures often. She believes they are non alien creatures from the Apkalku interdimensional tribe, also referred to as demigods, that allegedly have given civilization to mankind. According to her, the mission given to her by these blue beings is to spread the message that love is stronger than death. Yeah, I knew it. Love will always win. It's where we come from. We're all one big family, regardless of boundaries, cultures, religion, and politics. Everything that exists came from the same spark. Well, that's definitely very Taoist, right? We're all from the Taiji, which is from the primordial Wuzi, right? The primordial origin. The more we hold on to fear, hate, and lies, the easier it is to control humanity. To create heaven on earth, we must spend each day spreading love. I'm no longer afraid of death because I know what's waiting for me on the other side, she noted. It was a beginning, not an end. Very well said. Just wonderful. Exactly. I agree with everything she just said here. Right? We must spend each day spreading the love. And don't be afraid of death. I mean, I myself have seen supernatural creatures and all sorts of weird things. Death is just the beginning, for sure. Is exactly as she said right there. Now, I always like to check out the comments section. So what happened there? So someone else had the same thing happen to them. Interesting. The out-of-body experience. Well, it's mixed bag. Some people believe, some don't. Seeing is believing. Experiencing is believing. You have to go in and see it for yourself. Those, for example, those who have never seen a rainbow would have trouble believing in it. Right? You need to see it for yourself. Those who have never seen ghosts will have trouble believing in ghosts. Right? So you got to see for yourself. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.